What is our natural state of being? Happiness or unhappiness? And I ask this in juxtaposition against Marina's article here, the boxer Corey Sanders. Those who watch boxing know, or who really watch or have been watching it. He upset the Klitschko, uh, Vladimir, some years ago. But he was shot and killed today or yesterday. And it happened at a family dinner. So he's always family, having a good old time, really enjoying it, enjoying the moment, being a part of it, and then tragedy hits. And it's the truth of the ability of these type of things that happen, that makes me always question whenever I'm, in the midst of such a joyous occasion or a time of being involved in something that's supposed to be fun. I coach when I'm not coaching, or I'm, watching the game, watching my son play basketball, whatever it is, or what it is at a party. That the truth exists that at any point in time, the truth states and dictates that something bad could occur, that someone could come try to rob, that someone could get upset while the games, if one of the parents gets upset, one of them might really be tripping that day and pull out a weapon, that there are wars going on in this world, that this country is currently at war, and there can be a retribution hit. If he's talking about ideological wars, we might be in religious war. The Muslims telling you that Obama's against Islam. So the truth is, there are people who want to kill for various reasons. The truth is, there's constant death and destruction every single day, probably almost every point in the day. And so it can occur, it could come to you. And that ultimately our lives are lived a lot through chance and not through chance. When I say chance, people will say that things happen for a reason. Indeed, they do. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for truth. Everything that can happen has a possibility to happen. So within our world, within the current state of our world, we have the opportunity to be happy, to be sad, to be mad, to be angry. We have death, we have destructions, we have guns, we have knives, we have robbing, we have looting, we have survival. Right? So, during your points of happiness, you're navigating to stay away from unhappiness. You're navigating to stay away from anger, possibly from someone else's anger. It's navigating and hoping that the intersections in your life that intersects with other people, that intersects with this being, that when there is that come together, that clash, that isn't a bad clash, that every decision, the choice you make, that it doesn't lead to something happening. Many occurrences of somebody deciding at the last second not to get on that flight and the plane goes down, or whatever it is, things of that nature. One decided they're going to get on that flight and it goes down and they die. Notice how when you're driving on the freeway and there's an overpass, you're driving, and that sometimes you can actually intersect with a car that's going overhead. And so if that car was level with you on the same road, that you would crash. You ever take notice of that? How many times you would actually run into another car? That you intersection, that you, in essence, you intersect. You're on the same plane, but you're just parallel to each other. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what happens through life. So when I asked initially about a natural state of being, it's because if we know that all this pain and suffering can happen, that things of nature can happen, then the question is, why aren't we doing anything truly about it? Why aren't we truly going out to pursue ultimate happiness in our life, in this world, more importantly. Because if in this world, then it affects our lives, right? If every single person is seeking pure happiness within themselves and seeking to bring it outward, to bring joy to other people, to everybody, then if everybody's doing it, then that makes it happen within the world. That makes it a natural creation within the world. And then being with the world, it benefits each individual person. So, is it possible to create a state where this would never happen, where it's actually impossible for somebody to come in, because that's not the way of the world. Because in the world, either it's a high majority, even let's say it would have